Sean Diddy Combs' long-awaited criminal trial began in Manhattan on May 5, 2025, with jury selection. The case has drawn global media attention. Yet, unlike other celebrity proceedings, no cameras are permitted inside the courtroom. That's because federal criminal trials are governed by Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 53, a 1946 prohibition blocking any form of electronic media, recording, or photography during courtroom proceedings. As a result, live broadcasts and filming aren't allowed, and those seeking updates must rely on sketches and press reports. State courts may allow televised proceedings if the judge permits, but federal courts, including the Southern District of New York, adhere strictly to this rule. Combs is indicted on 5 federal counts, including racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and several count of transportation for purposes of prostitution under the Mann Act. Prosecutors allege he operated a criminal enterprise, fronted as his record label, where women were coerced into drug-fueled freak-off sex parties. Investigators reportedly found nearly 1,000 bottles of baby oil during raids on his properties in New York and Miami, believed tied to these events. The case could last 8 to 12 weeks, with potential maximum sentences, such as life in prison on racketeering or sex trafficking charges. Transportation counts carry up to 10 years per count. On June 5th, presiding Judge Arun Subramanian warned Combs over disruptive behavior in court. The rapper was reportedly seen nodding and making facial expressions toward jurors during breaks, conduct the judge called absolutely unacceptable and warned could result in his expulsion from the courtroom if it recurred. Separately, Combs was granted permission to wear non-prison clothing to court instead of county-issued detention attire, though with restrictions. He may present up to 5 button-down shirts, 5 pairs of pants, 5 sweaters, 2 pairs of slip-on shoes, and 5 pairs of socks. Trial testimony began after jury selection wrapped around May 12th. Prosecutors portrayed Combs as a powerful figure who ran his entertainment enterprises as a criminal enterprise, employing threats, violence, and coercion to facilitate sex trafficking, arson, bribery, and obstruction. Reference was made to an 11-year relationship with Cassie Ventura, described as part of the coercion allegations. Key testimony came from Cassie Ventura herself, alleging forced participation in drug-fueled freak-off parties and extreme abuse, including a distressing and non-consensual urine act. Defense counsel argued the relationship was consensual and emotionally complex, dismissing testimony as financial incentive-motivated allegations. Forensic psychologist Dr. Dawn Hughes testified as an expert on abusive relationships, explaining dynamics of control and trauma. Diddy's legal team tried to block her testimony, arguing the content reflected intuitive behavior, not expert analysis, and labeled her advocacy-oriented. On July 2, 2025, after 3 days of deliberation, the jury delivered its verdict. Combs was found not guilty of racketeering conspiracy and not guilty of sex trafficking by force or coercion on both counts. However, he was convicted on 2 counts of transportation for prostitution involving Cassie Ventura and another accuser, violations of the Mann Act. Former federal prosecutor Robert Mintz analyzed the outcome, noting it hinged on the prosecution's inability to prove non-consent beyond a reasonable doubt, given text